time for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
Welcome into the Patrick Johnson Show. As Patrick gets his headset on, we are live from Tiebreakers here, leading you into Inside Pirate Athletics. What's up, P-Man?
Give me a little angle on the camera there for the vast video audience so they can see the great P-Man. Oh, there we go. You could check out my gorgeous, made-to-order, beautiful East Carolina golf hat.
Yeah, and
courtesy of the great Kevin Williams.
I was going to say, I think if anybody listens to our show, I think they might know where you got that.
Thanks to Kevin for sending that. That was very kind to him to do that. Unnecessary but kind. So it was good for him to do that. All right, Monday. Welcome in. What's going on here? Where's Haley Hollinger, the news anchorette or news reporterette? Standing under the... Oh, this is the Camping World controversy.
Not much controversy anymore after they changed the, what's it called? After the
law.
State changed the law, yeah.
Little man on the street interview. What do you think of the giant flag? I think it's beautiful. But I'm a patriotic sort.
Same here.
I know you are. Get to wear your Panthers gear today. You must be excited about that. All right, we got Jim Szoke coming up. Triumphant return to the PJ show. I got a lot of things a lot of thoughts on a lot of things. And I'm sure Pilk does too. So let's go ahead and jump in and do a top 5, shall we? Who's producing, by the way, back at the...
we got Isaac today.
Wait a minute. I thought Isaac had already left to go up to Raleigh.
He's there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so I'm still putting his rear end to work on Mondays.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a good boss. Or I'm not a nice boss.
Well, Isaac might want to make some money.
He does make some money.
Yeah, Isaac's a hard worker. And he'd probably rather halfway do this than... well, I don't know. He likes Buscemi.
He does. Yeah, they're boys.
Kindred spirits.
I think that Isaac's the only one that can keep Michael straight.
He's the only one that probably... Look, very talented is Isaac.
Yes.
Extremely talented. And conscientious and does a great job. The other voice or the other name in that tandem, it's kind of like...
Oh, we need a reality TV show with you,
When I was a kid, there was a thing called Inspector Gadget, the cartoon.
Yeah.
And Inspector Gadget... was kind of a bumbling hero of sorts. And his niece and the dog always... That's kind of like Michael would be Inspector Gadget, and the real talent is
is Isaac.
Is Isaac.
Okay.
Overcoming the bumbling idiocracy. All right. Let's do the... Who else is back there?
DeMarco is back there.
Okay, DeMarco. Well, let's do the top 5, guys. Hit it.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
You ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
We throw an NFL.
Well, I mean, it's the thing.
All right, it is. All right, boys, back in the studio. Let's hit number 1.
Number 1.
All righty, number 1 here. The NFL. 5 teams yesterday, Patrick, trailed by 10 points or more and came back to get the dub. Big witching hour yesterday.
So, to me, the most interesting... Well, there were 3 that were interesting to me.
Yep.
I think Tampa winning at Seattle is the game of the day.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you break a record like that, first game in NFL history where both quarterbacks threw for 325-plus yards and 80% completion percentage, that's a hell of a game.
Yeah, 700 yards between the two quarterbacks. Fantastic game. And Baker Mayfield, I think, in a way, Tampa's maybe announced themselves as, okay, we are a legitimate, deep in the playoff, perhaps NFC Super Bowl contender, at least early.
Yeah,
third of the way through it.
Look, they lost to Philly, who is but they just blew it in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They got so far behind, they took themselves out of contention,
Couldn't
still
come back.
fought back, and still almost won the game.
Denver is interesting to me because they're in probably the toughest division, at least in the AFC.
Yeah.
And you could have 3 make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the division.
Nah, I think that's between Los Angeles and Kansas City.
But they're going to make the playoffs, probably.
They should.
And I think deciding to go for 2 and getting it was a huge deal in that game. That shifted. Now, Philly, for some reason, was committed to the pass yesterday. And I realize the pass carried them through the postseason last year. But, I mean, they really, 3 and out. What was it at halftime? It was like 20-some-odd passes, 25 passes.
Something like that.
Only 8 runs. And you've got the best running back with Saquon.
I mean, the best thing since Emmitt Smith.
Yeah. So I don't understand what they were trying to do. I mean, because did they think they had that advantage over Denver?
I mean, Denver's got 3 really good corners.
That's why I don't understand the strategy. And I don't care because Philly is annoying at this point.
Philly can go kick rocks for all we care.
Sure. I'm glad when they lose.
Yeah.
But to me, that was a poor game plan going in yesterday.
It was. And, this is a team who's really good up front offensively. Now, Denver does have a good defensive front. But one of the things that Denver specializes in is getting after the passer, which they did not only with their linemen, but with, exotic blitzes. I mean, Jaquan had his big play in the backfield. And I don't know, man, it just seems like they did everything wrong. And, you don't want to get too conservative, but they were not conservative enough. They were just...
Well, they tried to. It's out of their character.
Yeah,
and they got. I don't know. They got sacked 6 times.
Yeah,
it's they're supposed to have this great offensive line. I don't understand what yesterday was all about with them, but I think that's a big deal for Denver. I also believe this deal with the Patriots is a lot bigger deal than maybe people are saying. I'm not saying they're going to win the division either. But they're going to be a factor because they've got a coach. They've got the best coach since prime Belichick, which we'll have more on that in a minute. But to me, it's very interesting now defensively what New England was able to do. And this is a couple games where Buffalo's not played very well at home.
It is. And, it's interesting thing you bring up New England. I think they are the real deal now. They've proven that. And have you seen the rest of their schedule?
Pretty manageable?
Oh, like cakewalk. They've still got to go to Tampa.
Okay.
They've still got to go to Baltimore, and they should be more healthy than. And then other than that, it's got Buffalo one more time. Other than that, I mean, it's teams.
Those are 3 pretty tough games.
But other than that, though, they've got like the Jets twice. They've got the Saints. They've got the Falcons. They've got the Titans.
The Saints won yesterday, Bill.
They beat the Giants.
Still won. Dart.
We could find 11 people.
Dart was the second. No,
to go beat the
Giants. Aren't quite as bad as the Jets. Let's not go crazy. Let's not go crazy, Bill.
I know, but the Giants just turned the ball over 6 times.
And then your guys won yesterday.
Yeah, buddy.
Do you want to go ahead and play the audio from that?
Yeah, here is Dave Canales after the game in the locker room, hyping up the team. This is really good. Hit it, boys.
17-point deficit, tied for the largest comeback in team history. 2018, that's you guys right there on the finish. Okay. Now, I saved the best. I saved the best for last.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. What is it?
23 carries.
Hold on.
23 carries for 206.
Yeah, buddy.
Did Rico Dowdle? Did he come off the couch? Where had he been?
No, he was in Dallas last year, and actually was a serviceable back. So they signed him. Chuba goes down. And,
or Chuba, as I heard someone call him earlier today.
He goes 4 yards shy of the franchise record of 210 sent by D'Angelo.
The other thing is this: they got to the quarterback, which the Panthers had not been doing. I think their defense is actually pretty decent. I feel okay about the Panthers' defense right now. And Bryce Young threw a game-winning touchdown.
He was a game manager. He didn't have to do anything
Didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, made one bad turnover. I'm not going to lie, it's 17-0. I looked at my mom, my grandma. I was like,
wait a minute. Your grandma was at the game?
Yeah. I looked at him and was like, race starts in an hour and 15 minutes.
Did they leave? Did you all leave?
We thought about it. We didn't.
Okay.
So first off, I never leave games early. I mean, if I leave early, it's like they take the first knee. They're about to take the next knee. And I'm like, I'm not watching the other team win the game kind of thing. But it was like, damn, the race is in town. They were looking like crap. And then Carolina went down and scored. Like, okay. And then they kicked another field goal before halftime. I was like, yeah, we're staying for this one.
Does Grandma get fired up during the games?
No, not as much during, but she will kind of call me after sometimes if they just
fired
look
up.
terrible. It's just like, I don't even want to watch them anymore. I get up and I used to look forward to it, and now it's terrible. I'm never going to see a Super Bowl in a lifetime. Timber sucks.
This explains so much about you. Your grandma's a maniac like you are. All right.
She is.
All right. So that's and then I think tonight's going to be really interesting. We're going to find out how legitimate Jacksonville is today.
Yeah, we are. I mean, I'm not saying they have to win the game to be legitimate.
No.
But you can't go out there and lose this one by 17 points.
No.
If they can get in there and keep it a one-score game, I'd say, hey, man, maybe they've come ready to play this year. I mean, they're 3-1, but they beat the Panthers as one of those three. So does that really count, or are they just like 2.5 and 1?
2.5 and 1.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, boys.
Number 2.
Coughing over here, Bill.
Sorry, I went to go hit the mute button. I apologize. Sticking with the NFL, well, we'll talk about a former NFL player in this one.
Oh, my gosh.
Mark Sanchez, arrested after a fight that was over a parking spot the other night. He was stabbed. He is in the hospital. He originally was given
he's out now.
Okay. He was originally given 3 misdemeanor charges. They're saying there's a chance that it could be a felony.
I think they have upgraded it to a felony.
Yeah, 1 to 6 years in prison.
Yeah. Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, okay, what's a guy? The NFL guys generally get in, especially for the 1 o'clock games, they get in 2 days before because they have their meetings.
Yeah.
High-level broadcasts, you get in a couple days before with football to have your meetings and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, you just have to do them over the phone, PJ.
I'm not high-level.
Mid-level.
So I'm not even that. So they have that's why he was there. Apparently intoxicated because he was charged with public intoxication. So clearly he was chemically enhanced somehow.
Yeah, and the guy was in his upper 60s. It wasn't like he was picking a fight with some, 25-year-old kid. So,
but, I mean, why even pick a fight? Somebody's there to deliver food. I just don't understand it.
I wonder if he was we shouldn't speculate on there. I was going to say I wonder if he was in more than just booze, but who knows? Maybe.
Well, it said intoxication. It could be anything.
True.
Who knows? And then when this first came out, everybody was, prayers for Mark Sanchez, and obviously if somebody's stabbed.
Yeah, you never see that.
And then it's Paul Harvey, the late, great Paul Harvey said, then the rest of the story. And, boy, everybody's tune changed on that, and people were deleting tweets and posts. But I'll also say Chris Myers, who I've always thought is kind of an empty suit. Nice guy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But kind of an empty head, empty suit. Starts the Fox broadcast with thoughts and prayers for.
Yeah, Mark. I think that was one of those. He should have just ignored the situation.
No, you can't ignore the situation. It was a major story. You say something about it. We are waiting for the authorities to go through their investigation. But obviously, everybody involved, we're very sorry, and we are wishing Mark speedy recovery.
Yeah,
because he was in the hospital. I mean, you don't make him out to be the. It's almost like that was written in the aftermath of the announcement that he was stabbed, and then nobody bothered to update Myers on what exactly had transpired.
Or he was reading off a script, and nobody updated the guy who wrote this.
Nobody updated the script. Exactly.
Yeah. So.
All right. But I don't know if you might not get 6 years, but I don't know if you're going to plead down in that thing. I don't know enough about the law, but.
I don't know. Didn't go well. I don't know. If he didn't stab anybody, I would guess 6 is probably a little.
He assaulted the guy.
He assaulted. That's why I'm thinking it might be.
I mean, still, you got time in prison. That's not good.
Yeah. No, it's not.
So, all right, what do we got?
Alrighty, boys. Let's go now to number.
How did Brady Quinn do? Do we know?
I don't know. I haven't watched any 1 o'clock games.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, that number 3, boys.
Number three.
All right, number 3. We'll go over to the Pirates right now. Volleyball. You were there, so you can talk about it. 3-0 win over Tulane, first conference win of the 2025 campaign.
Taryn Gilreath messed around and got a triple-double, which in volleyball is kind of impressive. She was an attacking setter yesterday. Think about that for a minute.
Jack of all trades.
They didn't have to rely on Ellie Pate, and they got a big win at home against Tulane. which they needed because they had lost 5 in a row. If East Carolina harbored any hopes of getting into the conference tournament, they had to have won their match yesterday, which they did at home against, and they had a great crowd. The entire lower bowl was filled up yesterday. It was really a good crowd on hand for their Dig Pink game for breast cancer awareness. The other part of this that I thought was interesting yesterday was the fact that they finally got to practice and be at home for more than just a couple days.
It's kind of been a wonky travel schedule. Even the beginning of conference play, having to go right down to Florida right after it started, then have the Wednesday game at Charlotte.
And you got 3 games in a row where you're playing to start the season on the road. Now, you make that up at some point, you'll get a back load of home games. But I don't know. It was a good win, and congrats to Adler Augustine's group. They will play, I think I have this right. I think I read this right. They will play at noon on Friday in Philadelphia.
Wow. Is it like education?
It has to be. I can't imagine that you would go to Philly to play a nooner on a Friday.
Yeah, I don't think Friday is a holiday that I know of. Let's confirm that, though. And not confirm that's not a holiday, but let's see. It will be, noon.
Noon on Friday.
Or noon,
And they come back home for FAU. All right, on Sunday. What do we got, number 4?
All right, number 4, boys.
4.
While we're staying with the Pirates, we'll talk a little baseball. Trey Savage, 5 1/3.
Amazing.
Hitless. He does walk Judge in the first inning, so he wasn't perfect. Strikes out 11 of the 16 batters. He retires. Amazing day for Trey Savage on his 4th MLB start. Gets the win.
That's what's amazing to me. It's his 4th MLB start. In addition, it is, and A-Rod said this on their postgame, started the year in single A.
Yeah.
Single A.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he had worked his way up the...
Yeah.
He hasn't been around as long in the bigs or in the pros as Gavin Williams. I mean, this is 22 years old and pitched like a grizzled 20-year veteran yesterday in the postseason. And he also didn't do it against the Marlins in the dog days.
Yeah.
Or the Royals in the dog days or Anaheim.
Rockies.
Right, or the Rockies. He did it against probably the best offense in baseball.
Yeah. Struck out Giancarlo. He strikes out Judge. The other thing, though, too, with him starting in single A this year, he has not really worked with the big league pitching coaches that much. In the spring training, they do work with some of the other guys who are not going to initially be on the big league roster, but don't have a lot of time for guys who are in single A.
Yeah.
So,
do we have any audio from that?
We have the whole post game from Sportsnet. It's about 2 minutes long, but it's perfect. So let's hit that, guys.
Canadians don't give curtain calls to just anyone. How did you feel about being told to come back out here and acknowledging this fan base?
It was awesome. You guys are rocking. The city's awesome, and I love you guys.
Trey, this is not an easy franchise to face. 11 strikeouts, 8 via that splitter of yours. You made Kevin Gossman awfully proud, I'm sure. At what point in the game did you feel like you really had a good feel for that split?
I mean, from the start, racking up the whiffs, racking up the Ks, offense behind me putting up runs, confidence was through the roof.
Your parents, Dave and Cheryl, your brother, Cole, they're here. They were nice enough to have me speak with them during our broadcast. Your dad and your mom were really emotional when I asked them what it was like to see their little guy out there on the mound. It takes a village. Tell me what's going through your mind knowing that you've got the most important people in your lives here to watch this historic performance.
They're my people. They're the reason I'm here right now. I couldn't love them more. Mom, Dad, Cole, Chase, you're at college. I love you guys.
You got 40 million people giving you right back. You're not just built for this moment. You're built for the postseason and October.
Absolutely. Let's go, Toronto!
Trey Savage.
There you have it, man. What a moment. You can hear the emotion in his voice. If you've seen the video, you can see him, kind of tearing up there when he's talking about his family. I mean, just such a great pitching performance. And now his Blue Jays are up 2-0. So good chance we see him again, whether it be late in this series or next series, they're able to advance.
No, I think we'll see him next series. I don't think.
Sure. I guess Gosman would throw 5.
No, I think this is over with New York.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, because really right now the pressure's not on Toronto at all.
Yeah.
The pressure's on New York. You've got to hold serve just to get it back to Toronto.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're going to face you Savage necessarily in a Game 5, but, I mean, you've got to figure out a way to get it back to Toronto.
Yeah. Hey, at least
and they could.
They are at home, though.
But there's no pressure on the Blue Jays.
No, there's not. So we'll see. One quick thing. 2 games tonight. Game 2 from Philly. Dodgers have a series lead. It'll be Snell against Luzardo. And Game 2 from Milwaukee. Brewers have a 1-0 lead under Cubbies. It'll be Ashby against Imanaga.
The only thing I will say about the Cubs who it was so bad. Was it Shaw? So bad.
Yeah.
On Saturday. But you had nowhere to go with your pitching. That's the trick of these 3-game, if it goes 3 games, wild card is you obviously can't set your pitching
the way you want to.
So this day off yesterday, which is kind of unprecedented, could be the best thing to happen to the Cubbies.
I think so. This is, you say it's unprecedented, but they actually invented it once they started this weird thing. They used to just hold the NL one day, but now they start them the same day. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I guess because they don't want a team having an entire week off. But yeah, so you feel good about tonight? How you feeling?
Better. I mean, the fact of the matter is this, too. Cubs did hit 3 home runs, and there's no traffic.
Yeah.
But they did hit 3 home runs. I think offensively they'll be fine.
And the Brewers don't hit a lot of home runs.
Correct.
So they'll have to earn them.
They've got to
make them earn them.
They've got to. Well, and here's the other thing I would say. If you get to 7th, 8th inning and it's 1-run game or a tie game or even you're ahead, all hands should be able to be on deck tonight.
Yeah, no, I think
because you just got to get it back to Chicago.
Exactly.
And you got another off day before you get it back to Chicago.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And you know what? If you come out 1-1, and you're the road team, you're cool with that.
I think if you're Detroit, you're very happy right now, even though you had a chance with your ace to go up 2-0. But look, split in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I also am going to go out on a little bit of a limb here. I was a friend of ours who's a Dodgers fan.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Was trying to convince me it's going to be all L.A. tonight. I can't get there with him.
Philly, I just wonder, are they going to come out and be disgruntled with how they let that one slip away? Are they sitting there feeling sorry for themselves?
No.
I don't think so, but that's the only way it's only all LA. But, all right, we got to get going because we got to get to Szoke. So let's hit number 5, boys.
5.
All right, quick. Number 5, we're just going to kind of talk college football in general. Most notably, the American has 2 teams ranked first time all year. No, sorry, second time this year because South Florida had already jumped up into the rankings. But Memphis is at 23, South Florida back in at 24.
Where's Navy? Are they getting votes?
Dang it, the one I pulled up. Here we go. Nope, that's not telling about votes either. I don't know. They should be.
They're still unbeaten.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
The thing to me that stands out is this, and obviously it's great for the conference to have a couple in, and with Memphis in there, Pirates especially if they win, even if they're not successful Thursday. Memphis stands to be possibly on the cusp of the playoff in mid-November.
Yeah,
when they come to Greenville. Hopefully East Carolina will still be very much in the running for a conference championship appearance. Certainly the Penn State myth, that bubble burst, they don't deserve to be ranked. Texas is awful.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how they would completely fall off because Florida at least has talent because it's Florida.
Yeah.
And they're in the SEC. UCLA is awful.
I mean,
that is a brutal. I mean, they did a field storming, and there are more people in this restaurant on a random afternoon
Yeah.
than there were, and that's on the field.
Would they say the guy calling plays was like the play-by-play announcer's son, or there was some crazy?
It was Rick Neuheisel's son.
Yeah, who had never called plays before.
Right, he had never, but they hung 42 on that vaunted Penn State defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, Franklin's got to go.
Well, I'm not one of those that say, "Oh, you got to fire the." But I think
he can't win big games anyway.
Well, he can't win games against bad teams now. But if you are Penn State, I think what you have to look at is this: what is your goal?
Their goal is to. I think they think they're in a spot where they can be a national championship contender.
Then you have to make a change.
Yeah, I don't think you make it now, but you make it at the end of the season.
He has taken you as far as he can take you.
Yeah.
And has maxed out as much as he can. I'm not saying he's a bad coach.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, but I'm not saying he's a bad coach at all. He would probably be good somewhere else because he'll obviously be an attractive hire if he wants to work. But I can assure you, they have maxed out with that guy. And if they claim they're serious about championships, they've got to make a change. They have to.
Yeah.
I also, how much of a fraud has Manning proven to be?
Bad.
It really is bad.
But hey, it's first year starter. Maybe he definitely needs to stay another year.
He doesn't need to
now.
go. Now, let's go to Chapel Hill really quick.
All right.
The only thing, ludicrous wasn't the only thing that was ludicrous about that game. Him performing at 10 in the morning when they paid him $300 large, thinking, well, this will be performing at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock for our 8 o'clock primetime game.
Yeah, buddy. I would have said they should have had him perform after the game, but they had the basketball scrimmage, so trying to get people to go over there.
All right, let's say you're a UNC fan. All right, you're there in your three-quarter zip.
We've ever had.
I know.
Okay.
You're there in your three-quarter zip. Maybe are they visor people at Chapel Hill? Yeah. You got your Vineyard Vines shirt underneath and whatever the shorts are that are to do in this world.
All right.
You go to the Ludacris concert like it's 2003 and think, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
You kind of relive my frat days. And then you go watch that extremely hideous football product.
I thought the first play with double flask was cool. Oh, wait, that was the other team that did that.
And look, Clemson's got talent, but Clemson does not look good.
They had one win going into that.
But even in the LSU, they didn't look great.
No.
Even though it was close. I mean, that's a bad and then for Lombardi to put out, we don't have to. Who brought the talent in?
I know.
When they had an unlimited amount of money to bring in the best people, the best coaches, the most talent, and they didn't. They went out and got a bunch of lacrosse and D2 guys.
They did. And the one quick thing I'll say before this, I don't know if you saw it on the field before the game during the ESPN interview. No, they'll interview a coach. They were interviewing Bill during game day. He's like, well, the problem is we've missed on a few recruiting classes leading in this past year. Well, you got the portal. Why the heck do you need to worry about high school recruiting classes? You're Bill freaking Belichick.
That is an absurd statement to make because the paradigm shift there was not about high school recruiting. It was about 70 new players.
Exactly.
They missed on their talent evaluation.
They did.
And I know we're all under the same tent. We're all buddies at our station, but your colleague, Steve Logan, is totally wrong. This is not – if this goes – and look, here's the thing. They've got to pay him.
They do.
The $1 million thing is if he takes another job. They've got to pay him pay the money.
I say so. Pay it, get out.
This
Ask
is
Jordan
not
to write
working.
a check.
But anyway, you're the frat guy there, and you go, and then you got to go over and watch that thing that Hubert's put together, which you could top 10 it in the preseason all you want. That is not it. That roster had nowhere to go but up based on how bad it was last year.
You know what you're waiting for?
It is interesting times in Chapel Hill.
You know what you're doing? You're fast forwarding to February because the only man that can save that athletic department is coaching on the diamond. It's Scott Forbes.
And I like Scott Forbes.
I know I do. I will never pull for Carolina, but I would never want to see him get fired.
No, I like Scott Forbes.
He's a really nice guy. I've met his dad.
Great guy.
Yeah,
great guy.
Great family.
And a couple other coaches over there I've worked with I really like. And look, I'm sure Hubert's a bang-up guy. But I mean, that's not working. this football, and it wouldn't be so bad if they hadn't sunk tens of millions and done a hiring apparently in smoke-filled back rooms, which, obviously this provost has got an axe to grind.
Yeah.
And some lawyers have told him, keep going. Usually the lawyers are on the side, the judges are on the side of the baby blue, but
I don't know.
They got problems at Chapel Hill.
He was too busy.
And Bubba Cunningham gets a golden parachute and gets a
he's retiring.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he gets elevated to the advisor.
Yeah. Advisor role. Yeah. Hey man, all I got to say is clearly he was when he evaluates talent of young people, he evaluates the talent of young female people better than he does the talent of young male people.
Who, Bill?
Bill.
Okay.
Well, my point is she's pretty. My point is she's pretty. That's all I'm saying.
For Bill,
I mean, she's cute.
I've seen better,
but I mean, I'm not going to say she's bad looking. I mean, you got 20 of her at any university, but she's in the upper quarter. All right, we got to go.
Okay. We need a break. Yeah. I'm a little uncomfortable with this at the moment.
Hey, I'm around her age. I'm allowed to say it.
You are allowed to say it.
Yeah, I'm like 3 years older than her. I can say it. All right, you guys, we got to give
She would have no interest in you.
Oh, I know
You're not old enough.
I know, I'm not.
All right, I guess I'm sitting us the break.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. I thought you were going to take a break.
Sorry.
For some reason. I don't know. It just felt like Phil should take us a break. Okay. When we come back, the great one and only Jim Szoke will be on with us here. Can we do 4 minutes here? A 4-minute break? I think we should. All right, 4-minute break, guys, back at the studio. Then we'll get Szoke on, and then we'll get ready to wrap this puppy up. Patrick Johnson Show live from Tiebreakers, in case we didn't mention that. And we got Inside Pirate Athletics coming up at the top of the hour.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed, meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt & Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt & Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wade, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout Eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today, Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
We're back to the show.
I missed you. We all missed you. Did you miss him?
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Great T-Man here with you. Got Isaac back in the studios, along with intern DeMarco. Great giveaways tonight here. They are sold out of these Frostbuddy ECU. What is it? Tumbler?
Yeah.
With the American red, white, and blue motif on the pirate. It's sold out. But we have one to give away tonight. You can get it if you come to Tiebreakers and we draw your ticket in the raffle.
I think that might be the last one in existence.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Got an Anson belt. Love those guys at Anson Belt. Great people. A Russell gift card, which is on Main Street, West Main Street in Washington. Great haberdashery. And then you've got East Carolina,
nice
one of the
hat.
rope hats, a rope net hat that says East Carolina in kind of old school purple and gold. I like it. So if you're here tonight, they'll give you a raffle ticket when you come in the door, and we'll do the drawing. These are hot items this year.
They are.
Hot items. All right, let's go to the lines. Coming up later on the show and the station today will be Panther Talk, 7 o'clock. It follows Inside Pirate Athletics. Jim Szoke, the Panthers Radio Network, is with us telephonically this afternoon. And Szoke will be on the air in Charlotte and across the state of North Carolina and probably into South Carolina, I would imagine, with Panther Talk later on. Szoke, how are you?
Happy Victory Monday to you, Patrick. How you doing?
Doing really, really well, Jim. I'm kind of interested in a couple of observations and getting your reaction to them. To me, yesterday, go a couple of things that are at play here. Obviously, running the football. The other positive I take from it, and I said this to Pilk about a half hour or so ago, is you had Bryce Young throw a winning touchdown. So that's got to make you feel pretty good about that. But I think the defense is the thing that I feel like you could kind of hang your hat on right now if you're Carolina, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, if they can consistently do that, because obviously 2 weeks ago they had the shutout against Atlanta, and then the score against New England, that doesn't make sense because it's mostly special teams that led to the number being still out of hand. So the defense, it's hard to get a gauge for them even in that game. But they did not tackle well in that game. But I think now they got some guys back this past week, DJ Wanham, Patrick Jones. They were able to set the edge, and that's where they struggled, and they waived DJ Johnson last week. And we just got too deep into our depths where they didn't have the right talent out there. But you're right, to this game, I thought, anytime you hold an NFL team, especially one that's got Devon Achane on it, to a total of 19 yards rushing as a team, 1.4 yards per carry, that's really doing something. So, again, they're not going to do that every single week, but to do that against a talented running back like that was fantastic.
Carolina had not really gotten to the quarterback through the first 4 games. But they did yesterday. Was there anything within that framework that changed, or is that more of a Miami problem? Point is, you still got the Tua. But what did you observe yesterday from that, Jim? And can that be, if it's something that Carolina, yes, indeed, did or made an adjustment on, could that mean that that's something they could replicate in the future?
Yeah, actually, I asked Coach about that, Coach Canales. I said, were there, more blitzes or were there more times where they kind of overloaded the side or anything? And he said, essentially, guys won their one-on-one matchups out there for the most part. They did a few stunts and some things like that, but really just nothing out of the ordinary. They weren't sending extra guys to get to Tua. And this would not have been the game where I thought we'd get 3 quarterback sacks, because if Tua does anything, he gets the ball out quickly. For all complaints people have, the hand, he doesn't keep the ball in his hand very long at all, so he gets rid of it quickly. And they were able to affect the pocket and get pressure on him. So hopefully that's something they can keep on doing, because if you could get pressure without having to sacrifice extra defenders to get there, that'd be great. But Derek Brown, again, had a great game, like he always does, his disruptive stuff in the middle. And that let some of the edge guys get after it a little bit more, too, in this game, I think.
Hey, Jim, it's good to be talking football with you, since that's all you and I have. Patrick still has his Cubbies. You and I are keeping the couch warm right now as of last Thursday. So, Rico had a great game, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but some of those holes, let's be honest, you could have driven a double-decker, double-width bus through some of those. I mean, the offensive line probably played the best game we've seen. I mean, could you arguably say since 2008 with Jay Stu and D'Angelo Williams? What do you think changed yesterday with the offensive line?
Well, you're skipping that Detroit Lions game we had 2 years ago on Christmas Eve where they ran for 300 yards or whatever. But I do want to give Rico. I do want to give Rico credit though, because he was breaking through so many arm tackles and carrying defenders with him. So I do want to give him credit for getting into the next level, running hard. But to your point, you don't do it by yourself. And it was the offensive line doing a great job, and Brady Christensen inserted at right guard with the injuries they've had there. Finally getting a chance to start and play. He always has looked like a good player, and I understand they have to save him in case yet another injury happens at center. But I'm thinking we'll just slide him over if that's the case. At least get him out there, get him on the field playing. But yeah, Rico averaged 9 yards a carry yesterday. And the coach was pointing out, even Xavier Legette, some of the receivers were making their blocks downfield to help make those longer runs happen, because you had some 30, 40, 50-yard runs in the game by him. That doesn't happen without downfield blocking by the receivers. They're able to get some of that from guys like Xavier Legette. So credit's kind of everybody when it comes to the run game like that. But you're right, the offensive line really did a great job, because they really did create some big holes for him to run through. But he also, I will say, probably more than anybody else we've seen in a while, got there quickly to get to the second level. He didn't wait. He went bang, north-south, foot in the ground, gone. And that's what you need to do, is just before it closes.
Jim Szoke, Panthers Radio Network, also the ECU Sports Network. He'll be on the call in New Orleans on Thursday for East Carolina at Tulane. We'll talk about that in a moment. With McMillan, Jim, a really nice performance, worthy of his draft status perhaps, and again, maybe something to build on with him and Bryce. Every game, he's the leading receiver every game. It seems 6 catches, 73 yards. So he had the 100-yard game, but he's consistently 60, 70 yards every week. And he is that guy. And then when they start to double-team him, that's where it should hopefully open up for other guys in the receiving game. So we had Jimmy Horn for the first time. So he had 2 catches, that big 4th down grab that he gets. Xavier Legette gets back out there. Again, 2 catches, 31 yards, but a touchdown. And this week opens the window for Jalen Coker to come back onto the practice field, and they can activate him sometime in the next 3 weeks. Could be this week, could be 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see when he's completely healthy. But it's going to open it up for those other guys, because if they start trying to shade and take away T-Mac from Bryce, that's going to happen. But then, to your point, T-Mac wins a lot of those one-on-one battles, even with tight coverage on him, just because of his size and his length. And he's been great. I mean, we haven't hit on every draft pick over the past couple of years, but you can tell from day one, first regular season game, that I think he's going to be a special player in this league.
You mentioned Jimmy Horn. Canales mentioned his performance post-game to the team in the locker room. I know that you're not going to put him in the backfield running between the tackles like Curtis Samuel, but do you think he could be, maybe not to the level, but style-wise, maybe the next Curtis Samuel for this team, where you do kind of get him the ball out in space, do some weird motions with him behind the line of scrimmage, and kind of use him as that Swiss Army knife, kind of what we hoped Laviska Shenault would have molded into, but unfortunately kind of missed on that?
Maybe in time, but actually I was thinking of another receiver, Ted Ginn, because of his speed, which is it's a little more vertical and a little less dynamic as far as like a Curtis Samuel that you put in the slot a lot as a receiver. who played a lot of running back at Ohio State. I think what you saw was, the two kind of fly sweeps they did with Jimmy Horn yesterday, where he comes from the side and maybe catches or maybe fakes, taking the handoff there. I think that's more his game right now, as opposed to Samuel was kind of equally adept at being a running back and being a receiver. So I see him more as like that Ted Ginn threat, where they used him on special teams. He was a deep threat, but you catch him on a crosser, and then all of a sudden he takes an 8-yard crosser and he takes off running down the field from there. So I think that's probably a little bit more that he's a little bit less shifty like a Samuel and a little bit more like a Ted Ginn as far as what his abilities might be.
All right, Szoke, let's talk Pirates at Tulane. They're in that weird part of the schedule where they're over, I think it's 40 days without a Saturday game. And you're coming off the open week, and you've got Tulane next on the docket here. A Tulane team that may have an increasingly impressive-looking win against Duke, because the Blue Devils are playing pretty well right now. And, I have a loss to – their only loss is to Ole Miss. And I don't know where Ole Miss is going to be at the end of the year. But right now they're a top-5 team, and they're playing as well as anybody in the SEC, you could argue. Maybe the best of anybody in the SEC right now. So, they've got the kid from BYU who is the quarterback, and I think he is a real difference maker after losing their quarterback, the Green Wave, to Duke. So to me, at least, they've got the first position or the main position taken care of.
Yeah, he just because of what you said, he got over there late July from BYU.
Yeah.
So he's actually doing fairly well overall. Better running than passing to this point. He's got 7 rushing touchdowns. Talk about Jake Retzloff. Completion-wise, just a little bit over 50% at 54%, and he's been off the mark with some things. He only has 2 touchdown passes. He has been good about not turning it over, 0 interceptions, but then only 2 touchdown passes, and those are both the tight ends. So the receivers have 0 touchdown catches so far. So I think the passing game is still something they're working on overall, and hopefully they'll continue to work on that for another week and not make it happen this week for them. But he can run. He had a 69-yard run earlier this year, and he's averaging 6.3 yards per carry. So that's kind of his strength. And they've got a good offensive line. They've had some injuries they've dealt with, but now they're completely healthy there. And kind of a stable of running backs. Nobody like a dominant running back there, but he's a centerpiece, as you said. Jake Retzloff is a difference maker for them, and why they're 4-1.
We've got Jim Szoke on the line with us here. The thing out of Army that I thought impressed me, Jim, was obviously the fast start, but how focused and locked in ECU was. I think you've got to have that equal commitment. What was impressive is coming off the tough BYU loss, but then turning it around and taking care of business against an Army team that you frankly should have been able to take care of business against. So, different deal here, business trip, that sort of thing. But what are some of the things out of Army you feel like ECU will need to replicate? And I do think at some point you're going to have to figure out the way, and that's maybe why they did this against Army. They were in command. You've got to be able to run the football, especially in this league on the road, to salt away or win a game potentially.
Yeah, and I feel kind of like incrementally, like the running game has gotten better almost week to week for ECU. The passing game has been really good, minus the turnovers. Again, they blow it out in the first quarter, take that 21-0 lead against Army. But again, get into the red zone and leave some points on the table before halftime. That game could have easily have been something more like 35, 31-0 at halftime instead of 21-0. And the offense essentially doesn't score after the first quarter because we get the special teams touchdown from Kyler Pearson. So I think there were points that were left on the board offensively because of that. I think, you've got to be able to run and take some of that pressure off, be able to pick up some of those short yardage, 3rd downs and 4th downs. The start of me of kind of the season, it's like the inverse of what we thought was going to happen, is how well the defense is playing. I mean, this is a team that's not loaded with defensive stars, but how many 4th and shorts did they stop in that game? And time after time, Army's a 4-down team out there, and the ECU defense was up to the task and holding them to 6 points and like 200-something yards when they had, this is a team capable of running for over 400 yards in a game. So I think the defense, just depth-wise, the 2 deep has been getting out there rotating well. playing great football there. And if they keep doing that and keep the scores manageable, because again, the BYU game got out of control because you had a pick six and some other things that happened that made the score larger than it should have been. I really think this Pirates defense with Coach Harrell and Coach Aldridge doing a great job of putting the pieces together on the defensive side.
All right, Jimbo, thank you, buddy. We'll hear you tonight, 7 o'clock here on 94.3, the Game for Panther Talk, and you will get Pilk and myself Thursday for the pregame as you'll be reporting from the Big Easy. So looking forward to talking to you again there. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the time, my friend.
Look forward to it. Go Cubs. I got nothing.
Thank you. Thank you. Go Cubs, go. We'll see. Did not look good Saturday. The pitching, nowhere to go. All right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Before we go, I want to say a word of condolence to Harold Robinson, who died over the weekend. Legendary Williamston coach, North Carolina High School Athletic Hall of Famer. H-Rob on staff at ECU with 3 different coaches as the high school relations director. He actually worked a couple years with us on the radio on some post-game shows and also calling Rose football as an analyst. So Harold Robinson, our condolences to him. Pilk, I think we wrap it up here and let the guys just kind of play us out.
Okay. I think it might be the best way. Yeah, I think we went along. So we're just going to wrap it up here. So, Patrick, it was fun. You and I pregame show. We actually need to meet about that.
We're going to be together Thursday. I'll probably be in the studio.
Okay. All right. We got to go, actually. We got to really go. So,
all right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it. Appreciate Jim.
All right. See you at the top of the hour with Inside Pirate Athletics.
It's time to soak up the savings at Greenville Toyota. Summer is here with hot deals on $189 a month or Tacoma $279 a month. Soak up the savings at Greenville Toyota.
You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt & Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt & Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville, we've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow-cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
The sun is out, and so are the deals at Greenville Toyota. Soak up the savings on a hot selection of new Toyotas, like a Camry, $229 a month, or RAV4, $289 a month. Soak up the savings at Greenville Toyota.